Hi, my name is Gabe Arnold. I'm the founder and CEO of Business Marketing Engine, or BME for short. And today we're going to talk about why most paid traffic campaigns fail and how you can fix it. So stay tuned and I'll share this with you. So when we're paying for traffic, Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, like I could go on and on forever, right? We have a bunch of different paid channels we can use to send traffic to our offers. When we're making that investment, there's some common pitfalls and mistakes that I see a lot of people make early on. And if you can avoid these, you're going to have more successful campaigns, but you're also going to turn on paid traffic at the right time. The first assumption that people make, which is almost always wrong, is they assume that their offer is strong enough to advertise, but they don't actually effectively kind of analyze and break down their regular sales process that they use. And so they don't advertise it effectively. What I mean by that is I have plenty of people that over the years have come to me and say, I have the next Facebook idea, or I have the next Uber app, or I have all these, crazy things that I know people are going to want to buy. And I'm like, that's awesome. I'm 1,000% for new ideas. I love entrepreneurship. I never shut down an idea just because it feels weird to me. But I always ask this question because there are some ideas that need to be shut down or put back in the right stage before we bring paid advertising them. I always ask this question, and this is the question you can write down and ask yourself too. Have I sold this more than 5 times person to person? Have I gotten on a sales call and sold this offer to more than 5 people? Have I sold this in person at a local marketplace or an event or things like that? Have I had conversations with at least 5 people who have said, yep, that solves my problem. I want to buy that. If the answer is no, then you're making assumptions about your marketplace and you're going to put ad dollars behind your assumption, and they may or may not pan out. If they work out, if you get sales from it, you're actually probably in a worse position than you would think because you don't know why they're buying because you haven't had real live conversations with prospects who've become customers. And if it doesn't work, then people say, oh, that channel doesn't work, or the ads are wrong, or the advertising just doesn't work for my business. No, you just put the cart before the horse. You did things in the wrong order, and you didn't reach out to people individually and say, would you buy this from me? Are you interested in this? Would you solve your problems? If they're not going to buy it from you person to person, where you have a lot of control, a lot of face time, the ability to build trust quickly in a conversation, then they're never going to want to buy your offer from just straight ads. And so there's ways to overcome that. If for some reason, the way your business model is set up or where you're at in your entrepreneurial journey, you can't go out and do those person-to-person sales, you can go out and do market research. You can look at what is the market buying from other competitors, what things have worked, and you can work your way around that. So you can overcome that, but just realize that if you haven't sold it to 5 people yet, then you're still in the testing and development phase. And don't blame ad channels. Don't blame your ad copy. Don't blame your your advertising person or team. Realize that you're paying to learn what you could learn in face-to-face conversations potentially, right? So generally speaking, paid traffic isn't working because your offer isn't strong enough. And your offer is not your copy. It's not your video. It's not your funnel. Your offer is determining, here's something I can deliver to somebody that they actually want that solves their problem. And they want it enough that they're going to opt in and give me their free information, or they're going to pay me a small amount of money to solve the solutions. That's the offer. Everything else kind of falls behind that. So if your offer is not strong enough, then you have to work on what's the offer. It has to match the actual desire of your audience. And a simple way to do that is to have person-to-person conversations. But in some cases, you're going to have to spend ad dollars to learn what they want, and you're going to have to spend money to do market research. And there's other ways to solve that. Remember, a fast path is try to sell it to people and see what happens, especially if you're in a bootstrap or starting up mode. The second thing that can cause campaigns to fail is, people don't really think about the main human desires. And I'm going to do a longer show on more human desires. But if you think about the primary 3 human desires where everything else falls into, is people are looking for health, they're looking for wealth, and they're looking for love. People are looking for health because if they stay physically fit, if they feel good, their life is better, right? And health could be physical health. It could be relational health. It could be mental health. It could be, all sorts of different things, right? It can even be business health. If we say like operationally, we can help your business be healthy. Wealth is make more money, save more money, get a new opportunity that other people don't have. Wealth is fairly straightforward, but anything that falls in there. And then love is the broad category in the name that I use for definitely all your relational things. They do fall into health a little bit, but if you think about how to have a better marriage, how to, date successfully when you're over 50, how to have a better relationship with your kids, how to have better relationships with your employees, how to love yourself and take great care of yourself so you have a better life, how to practice self-care. Like there's some crossover between these main three desires. But if you ask yourself, does my offer actually match into a human desire? And it's very clear, then you're going to have a lot more success. The third reason why a lot of campaigns fail is that people don't do enough testing and they don't figure out what messaging accurately describes their offer. They're not the same thing, but they're super related and super integrated. They don't find out what messaging actually represents the offer well and attracts people. And so then, they get stuck there. And so when you're thinking about your offer, it's what you actually deliver. It's the result that you deliver, and do people want that result? When you think about your messaging and copy, that's how in your video, in the written ads you do, in the email you're sending out, wherever you're advertising about this, that's the words, the communication, the style that you use to communicate how they're going to get value from the offer, the result that you're going to sell them. So when you figure out, your messaging because you've done enough testing, then everything else will get easier. And the fourth thing I want to share is that most paid traffic campaigns fail because people don't have a methodical process to work through that will get them to solve the right problem at the right time. And so there's a handful of stages here. I think there's 4 or 5. I didn't count them before we started here. But the first thing to solve is your offer. Do people really want to buy this? And does it give them the result that they're willing to invest time or money in? Whatever your offer is, a free opt-in or a paid thing. So solve for the offer, make sure it's what people really want, and validate that. Second thing to solve is your traffic source. There are certain traffic sources that are going to perform better, and you want at least 2. So figure out, how do we get the right traffic to this offer? Because we know people want to buy this because we've already solved that. We have people that have paid for it. We've done our market research. We know that this is something that people buy because we see competitors selling basically the same offer, or we've sold this offer to a handful of people. So solve the offer, then solve your traffic source and figure out, is direct mail best? Is radio? Is it Facebook ads? Is it Google ads? Should we do this through SEO? That's the next stage to solve. So we've solved our offer. We solved our traffic. The next thing, and you'll have solved your traffic at an adequate level to move to the next stage, is if people are clicking through on what you're showing them, if people are visiting the page, if they are responding, then you're getting traffic. The next thing to solve, which is the third thing in this process of step-by-step solving, is to solve your landing page. Because if you get a bunch of people to click through, but they're not making the purchase or they're not opting in, you have communicated effectively about the offer with your ads and your traffic source. But when they get to the landing page, something is disconnecting. So then you solve your landing page. And then the last thing that you solve is your delivery. Make sure that what you sold, you can deliver well, you create a great client experience, and then they want to buy more from you. They want to stay in your world. So if we solve in that order, starting with the offer, then the traffic source, then the ads, then the landing page, and then making sure that you're delivering well what you promised, that delivery is handled, you have a performing marketing campaign, and you will be able to overcome these challenges that most people miss. And they say, paid traffic doesn't work, or I can't get these traffic channels to work. It's because they haven't solved sequentially. It's because they haven't really thought about their offer. Hopefully that gives you a little bit different perspective and help you think about your offers. And if you need help with this, if you have any questions, you can comment down below. You can message me. We'd love to serve you in this area. It's something we love helping our clients do because they come to us the right ideas, but it always takes, in my experience, some outside feedback, some outside support to really get the perspective to build an offer and then solve all those additional steps that is going to grow your business. So if you need any help, please reach out. Again, comment down below, message me, or visit businessmarketingengine.com. I appreciate you tuning in today, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's show.